What's going on, internet world? Just thought I'd make a video. Had some thoughts on my mind and thought I would share it for myself, whoever wants to see it, my future children, whoever. But thought it'd be better for me to just make this video. But just wanted to really just touch on my daily thoughts. What am I always consciously thinking about? What's always pulsating on my mind? I'm sure y'all got something that we're constantly thinking about. Where am I going to be in the next 10 years? Just everything. Like, we always got something on our brain. And so I just wanted to speak on what's on my brain all the time, constantly, especially this past couple of years. And what's on my mind is more so financial independence. That's the one thing right there that's constantly on my mind that I cannot not think about until it's accomplished. And so what does that basically mean to me? Financial abundance, financial independence basically means to me where I have not a worry about when the bills due. I have not a worry if I'm trying to go somewhere or travel somewhere, that I don't really have a conscious thought of how much money I need to go ahead and put aside, or how much money do I need to go ahead and proportion for bills. And it just really irritates me with a passion. It just blows my mind that there's so many people that kind of give up on the fact of being able to be financially ahead, or not conscious of it. Because what are we taught? We're in school. Go to school, get good grades, get a job that can give us a stable life where we can go ahead and maintain and not flow with an abundance. We flow in abundance of debt. We flow in abundance of working 80, 90 hours a week, whatever it may be, for 40, 60 years of our life. But when it comes to being financially independent, we're not taught how to pay our bills off 6 months ahead, have our rent paid off for a year in advance. We're not taught how to have just bills not a topic. That's more so people's topic of discussion. And it just irritates me that, I don't know, I feel like I'm one of the few. I know there's more people out there, but there's not more people out there trying to figure out a way on how to become financially abundant, on really building something that could really help them in the long run, where they're not thinking about a bill. They're just not thinking about money. It's not necessarily, my goal is not necessarily to have $1 million. It's not necessarily about that. It's more so having a lifestyle where I'm able to just use money as a tool. If I want to go ahead and invite 4 friends right now over to Arizona, I want to say, hey, I got you guys if you guys don't have the money, or hey, I got flights for you guys, or that's how bad I really want you guys to come out. Make sure you're at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning because the plane leaves at 6. Like, I should be able to do that. Or say, hey, I'm taking 4 months off of work and I'm going to an event, or I'm going to train for this. I'm going to take off and not have to worry about trying to catch up. And so that's just really on my mind, and it's just something I really hope people strive for in some way, shape, or form. You don't have to strive to become a billionaire, a millionaire. You don't have to strive to become the richest man in the world. It's more so, I wish people had the more motive and snapped out of this pattern that we've been taught as far as growing up, on how to become financially abundant instead of living paycheck to paycheck, on how to go ahead and just rise above that paycheck to paycheck mentality. And it just kills me because there's so much that we can do. There's so much that we want to do, but we can't, because we can't achieve it because we're living this paycheck to paycheck. We're living paycheck to paycheck, and that limits our time with our family. That limits our time with our friends. It limits our time on the activities that we can do on this earth while we're here. And then that's how we end up with a slate full of regret, or when we're 80, 90 years old. And so I don't know. That's just my motive every day. I'm always studying the best who have what I want. It's not necessarily money. It's not necessarily the cars. I'm not saying that stuff's not nice, but in general, it's more so the fact that they can do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, and not really be tied down to a financial situation. Learning how they know how to make multiple streams of income on a regular basis, where they don't have to rely on a 2-week process. That's one thing that we're so accustomed to, where we don't know how to make money besides if it's every week or every other week, not necessarily on a daily basis. We don't know how to make money while we're sleeping. Why is this stuff that why aren't we taught this stuff altogether is what kills me. It's something that I strive for. I want to make sure my kids know how to become financially independent where they're not relying on a source of income. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. Warren Buffett, he has over 300 streams of income. He makes over $300 per second. As I go ahead and speak on that, 10 seconds just passed by. Like, think about that. Like, it's not necessarily, oh, he's a billionaire. Like, it's more so just the fact that money is not an object. Most people have money in their way just like that. Like, this isn't the way. And they're unable to go ahead and get past that hump, that wave, whatever it may be. I'm 21 years old, and that's what I'm striving for. Like, I am going to be financially abundant by the time 25, 30 comes around. Like, it's no doubt, because past 3 years, it's been a journey. And it's not necessarily I'm not necessarily telling you that just more so brag or whatever, just to make a point. It's more so, I want it to be people's duty to figure out how to become financially abundant. I want it, for some shape or form, make it a duty and figure out how to get ahead instead of working just to get ahead. I want you to be abundant where you have a cushion of 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, whatever your situation is, where you're able to be free. Because all of us have handcuffs on, or some shape or form, when it comes to bills. It limits us to where we can go, who we can see, things of that nature. Because time is our most valuable asset. Today is the youngest you'll ever be. Today is the youngest I'll ever be. Like, I'm 21 in this video today, but tomorrow I'll be a little bit closer to 22. And you don't have to use that to scare you, but it's more so to motivate you to capitalize on this thing we have that's called life. And so that's what I just really had on my mind. Like, it just blows my mind. It doesn't blow my mind. I understand why, but it should just be more of a conscious thing that I want to make aware. That's why I have the brand Wealthy Thinking 101. I want to inspire the masses to think for themselves, because a lot of people don't think for themselves. They kind of go with the flow. They don't break the pattern. And there's nothing wrong with that 100%. I mean, all the way. It's just a matter of people need to learn how to break the pattern in order to go ahead and get the things that they want. I want to see people succeed around me. It's not necessarily a selfish thing for myself. I have selfish goals and I have unselfish goals. And I feel like my ratio is more 80-20 or 70-30 more than anything, because I honestly do want to see people around me and people that I know, people that I've met, succeed just a little bit more than I do. It sounds crazy, but I get a fix off of seeing people progress. I do. It's ridiculous how my brain works all together, because a lot of people are in it for themselves, and we have a lot of people trying to help other individuals as well as helping themselves. This world would be so much better off. But just felt like I had made this video. Like I said, this little Wealthy Thinking 101 thought right there. It's just, I want people to be in abundance in some shape or form when it comes to financial independence. If you're happy with your life, cool. If you feel like you see your family enough, cool. If you feel like you're not tied down, cool. This video is not for you, but for the majority of people that feel the way I feel, but more so are stuck and are like, I guess this is what this is. Guess it's the reality. I want to go ahead and shake those people with this video, and therefore make a call to action to figure out ways. Just like when you were little, like my brother Quentin Spates, he would make it a duty to figure out how to get cheat codes for Grand Theft Auto or a video game. He would go online, he would look it up, he would write it on a piece of paper, because he wanted to get to level 10 more than anything. So he found a way. He didn't ask questions, how do you find cheat codes? No, he found a way. He maybe was shown once or twice. After that, every single game, cheat codes. I'm getting that. I'm getting whatever that game had to offer quicker than everyone else. And then he'd be on to the next game. People need to have that same mindset towards their financial situation, and not give up so easy. People get so infatuated and so comfortable with the job. All of us. I'm not just talking about everyone else besides myself. I'm guilty of it myself. I'm just more so thinking, talking in third person perspective. We get so comfortable, and therefore we get so stuck, and therefore we just accept it. And I'm telling people, don't accept it. Because that's BS. Like, don't accept it. Break out of it like you would break out of finding something sweet late at night when it comes to your financial situation. Break out of, like my brother, finding cheat codes, whatever it takes, because you wanted that achievement so bad. Whatever it may be, just break out of it. and really treat your financial situation a priority on how to become abundant in it, where you're not stressing. Like, that's my goal, that's my end goal. Like, that's all I think about. If it's not about fitness, if it's not about becoming a better me, my health, wealth, love, and happy life, it's more so just, it's to get ahead so I can spend time with my family in Michigan, so I can travel with them, so I can do things on my watch and not be tied down to a 2-week paycheck, because we're all worth more than that. But I don't know, that's something that really irritates me altogether. Like, I skip the weekend, I don't care about partying. I'll go out if I'm invited, but my priority is to become financially independent. Me going out is not going to change my situation. I'm not saying to be a square, I'm saying to make your financial situation your priority. And when I say by that, figure out multiple ways on how to fix an income, not every 2 weeks, so you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them and not be tied down. So every time I go out, someone invites me out, I'm always looking at it in the perspective of, man, like, somebody owns this restaurant, someone owns this bar. I always look at it that the person who owns this is abundant in the sense of not stressing about when the water bill is due, when the light bill is due. It's just done. They might even have it paid off a year in advance. It's just done. That right there, I envision that every single day. Like, that feeling must feel awesome. And I can actually put time and effort into other things that I personally want. Like, think about that. Just fathom that really quick. Fathom waking up, knowing that your bills are paid off 6 months in advance, and you have ultimate time to go ahead and spend time with your friends, your family. You can go ahead and bring them where you're at. You can go where they're at without even thinking about a number. You're saying, I'm going to the airport. I don't even have a ticket bought. I'm just going to buy one when I get there. Think about that lifestyle. Not even just to show off about the money. It's to be able to do it. Like, really move past the money part. It's the fact of you being able to do it. Like, that right there excites me, because it's like I have freedom. I can actually enjoy my life. Like, I'm not saying your job is not enjoyable. Your job, you might like your job, but the fact of you not having the freedom to break out of that in case something happened, in case someone got sick, in case some emergency happened in your life, you can't break out of it. You got to go with the flow, because that's how your financial situation is set up. It shouldn't have to be that way. That would suck. If you find out someone got sick in your family, or you find out someone passed, a perfect example, my grandfather passed away while I was working, and before that I didn't see him for months. It was at least 30-60 days. I didn't see him for a long time, and he passed away, came back, and then passed away months later. I worked at LA Fitness almost at 6 days a week. I had a Wednesday or a Monday off depending on how the schedule went, and therefore that was it. When it came to that, and then it took time away from me seeing my grandfather, and therefore I felt guilty because I wasn't unable to see him. There's so much I wanted to talk about, so much I wanted to do. Him being older, just enjoyed his company, and therefore the regret of me not being able to spend time with him, that's even more motivation for me to go ahead and spend time with the people that I care about. And so that's a perfect example. Not to be a billionaire, not to be a millionaire. It's just the fact of being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And if anything hits the fan, because the reality is we're all going to pass away, so those last precious moments of whomever, when their time comes, you want to be there with them. And that's the whole more motivating reason to be financially independent. And I just want to motivate all individuals to have that sense of awareness and have that motivation to become financially abundant, so they can do that if that's needed. So that's my thoughts, and I'll just leave it at that. But I hope I share something with you. I spark something where it just kicked you in the gear to break the pattern, be different, have a wealthy way of thinking, and yeah. So until next time.